What's up, boomerangs and boomerites? How we doing? It is I, the king of boomers. I typed into the search field for Jimmy Carr. Haven't done any of his stuff in a while. So this one is from 8 out of 10 Cats, does countdown. I gotta check out more of that show, because I'm not exactly sure what it is. I know there's 8 out of 10 Cats where they do the math stuff. Maths. Gotta say it correctly now. But anyway, Jimmy Carr is the host of the show, and this one is Jimmy Carr's best insults. So, and I've seen a couple of his insults before, and they're great. Jimmy Carr is one of the kings of insults, so I figure why not check this out. So, 8 out of 10 Cats, this countdown, Jimmy Carr's best insults. Let's react to it. Let's check it out.
The word chocoholic was first used in 1961 to describe someone addicted to chocolate, whereas the word cockaholic was first used in 1981 to describe your mum. John's friends call him Rico, which goes some way towards explaining why I've never heard anyone call you Rico. Rob is really looking forward to getting his teeth into Countdown, which means there won't be much of it left.
Oh, man.
Bloody hell, Jimmy, pot kettle black. If Jason wins tonight, the people of his hometown, Salford, will celebrate in their traditional manner by climbing onto the roof of Strangeways and throwing tiles at the police.
Okay, so this is like rapid fire. This is rapid fire insults from 8 out of 10 Cats, this countdown. So these are going to be quick.
Tim Key is a poet and philosopher, which is a nice way of saying long-term unemployed. With her striking good looks, blonde hair and tight mini dresses, it's safe to say that Rachel's probably killed off more old men than a winter cold snap. John's very much the thinking woman's comedian. If the woman in question is thinking, maybe if I go and hide in the loo for half an hour, he'll just leave. And the last time I saw hair that curly, it was poking out my girlfriend's knickers.
That one got me, man. That one got me. That's gross.
I apologise. Lee Mack is famous for not going out, as is Jon Richardson. Who's joining Countdown?
Is that his thing? He does the head turn?
Rachel Riley has completely revolutionised the way that old men watch the show with a pillow on their lap.
Oh!
In 2011, Jon released a book about his quest for love. Before it, he hadn't had a girlfriend in 8 years. And after, he's not had a girlfriend for 2 years. So, some improvement there.
The joke's on you, Jimmy, because I have got a girlfriend.
Well, she must be made up.
She's blown up, to be honest.
In 2010, Rod was named Wales' sexiest man. Nice for Rod, but a real kick in the teeth for Wales. Council workers in Glamorgan were left embarrassed after they spelt Wales W-H-A-L-E-S on road signs. To be fair, it should be pretty obvious whether you're entering a Welsh town or driving into the dark, reeking guts of a giant sea creature. Unless it's Swansea, in which case better signage would help. Millican has been described as a sex symbol, and that symbol is a question mark. Countdown host Nick Hewer recently described Rachel as sharp as a whip. He went on to say she's clever as a corset and as gifted as a gimp mask. It's almost as if he had something else on his mind. Americans call mathematics math because they argue mathematics functions as a singular noun, so math should be singular too. Fair enough, Americans, but by the same singular rule, you're a bunch of arsehole.
I like that one, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Love a dig at the Americans. We deserve it every now and then.
Jon has a new girlfriend. She's everything he could have ever imagined. She's imaginary. Millican is the nation's best-selling female comedian, which is no mean feat considering we've got Lily Savage, Dame Edna, and that one off Mrs. Brown's Boys. I imagine Sarah's very excited to be on Countdown tonight. Normally the only letters Geordies get are the ones from bailiffs.
I didn't get that
Very
one.
careful. I
Okay.
know people.
I don't.
You don't know anyone?
Nah.
Oh.
Not really deep down. People walk barriers when I'm around.
Like physical, actual, like, barriers.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sean has often been described as anger in human form, with the easygoing charm of a wounded prisoner with a flick knife. Countdown is incredibly popular in Sarah's hometown. No one gets anything done in Newcastle when Countdown is on, or indeed, when Countdown is not on. John used to live a life...
Now, this is this how Jimmy, like, starts off, like, introducing the panelists of the show? Because if it is, it's a very creative way to do it. And, God, I can't say this enough. I wish some of these shows were here in the States. But like I've said in other videos before, we probably fuck it up too. So.
Phone in Swindon, but now he lives in London with all his friends. Big Ted and Big Bag Dave. John is widely considered to be the life and soul of the party. When I say party, it's really more of a get-together. It's actually a wake. But John is the life and soul of it. Adam Hills is here because we wanted an Australian entertainer, and for some reason, Rolf Harris isn't returning our calls. Have you got jokes about me? Fun fact, Lee Mack is French for coat. It says here that you pulled out of the Paris Marathon when you discovered one of your legs was slightly shorter than the other one.
That's true, yeah.
You're going to get a lot of sympathy off Adam here.
That's true. He hates the French, doesn't he?
John's got himself a girlfriend, so for him, the long years of feeling lonely, disappointed and angry are over. Although for her, they're only just beginning.
Man, Jon Richardson is getting a lot of loneliness insults thrown at him. Kind of makes me feel bad for the guy. He seems like he's in well spirits though, so I'm sure he took every one of those insults very well.
The disadvantage playing Countdown in his second language. Of course, maybe things would be different if his granddad had fought a bit harder. Writer and TV personality, Sean is one of life's winners, though not on Countdown, obviously. Takes a lot of time and effort to get to know the real Sean, and a degree in criminal psychology wouldn't go amiss.
I love Sean.
I'm loving it. It's all about me.
Rod is from Carmarthen in Wales, so he has a slight advantage in the numbers game, more fingers to count on. That's one of them.
That's one of them.
There's plenty more where that came from.
Kevin recently performed a comedy gig at a prison in Scotland. At least that's what he told his family. The gig lasted 4 months. It must be difficult for John's girlfriend to date someone with OCD. Every time she gets turned on, John turns her off again.
Damn.
That is the best one you've ever done.
Thank you very much. Miles studied divinity at Edinburgh University, where he got an A. Men. Nicky's the thinking woman's comedian. If the woman in question is thinking, I wish that comedian would stop staring at me, he's creepy. After a string of defeats in Countdown, it's time Sean's luck changed, so fingers crossed he somehow magically gets cleverer this evening. Sean's been performing comedy. Sean's been performing comedy since the early 90s, back when John was just a whiny little kid in embarrassing clothes who cried at any little thing. God, can you imagine?
How did I get sucked into that? These are his ones.
He famously played Perry, an immature, childish, prepubescent teenager, a role since taken on by Josh Widdicombe.
These are their ones.
John once described himself as a perfectionist who finds failure difficult to handle. I just wish we'd known that before we partnered him with Josh.
These are his ones.
Sharon Horgan is a well-loved and extremely funny comedian, best known for pulling. She's literally the opposite of Jon Richardson.
I mean, you've moved on. You've moved on to Sharon, and still I'm the bottom of the jokes.
Sean is one of the most cheerful people I know. He could be watching an old lady falling over, looking on as a dog is put down, or witnessing a tragic accident. He's always got a smile on his face. This is interesting. At school, John was captain of the book team, which is another way of saying King of the Virgins.
I was captain of the book team at primary school, and I think I found everyone was a virgin at my age.
Sean Locke is very much a man of the people, and those people are angry dads who drink too much. Joe is bisexual, so although he's in Dictionary Corner today, he'd be equally at home in Vaginary Corner. John phones his mum every single day. Keep on trying, John. One of these days she's bound to pick up. Kevin has recently bought a riverboat in Glasgow, or as we call it in England, a shopping trolley.
Take that. Sorry.
I gotta do more. I still haven't checked out a Kevin Bridges stand-up yet, so maybe I'll do that soon for you guys. I know some of you have requested it after I did that one story he told on Would I Lie to You, so.
Sean's face will be familiar to you if you're a regular viewer of 8 out of 10 Cats, or if you work at the RSPCA Complaints Division. It says on James's Wikipedia page that he's a rubbish actor and he's never won a BAFTA. And that's because professional jealousy got the better of me and I changed it. A poll recently voted Peter Serafinowicz Britain's funniest comedian, and that poll was his nan, Mrs. Serafinowicz. Peter, are you a fan of
I've seen that guy before. This,
A poll recently voted Peter Serafinowicz Britain's funniest comedian.
this guy. I know he said his name, but I didn't quite catch it. So let me know the name in the comments. Does he do stand-up? I've seen him in like a couple of movies. And a, what's that television show over here that was really funny with Daniel Radcliffe and Steve Buscemi? Miracle Workers. Miracle Workers. That's a funny show. Especially the first season where Steve Buscemi plays God. But this guy was in the second season. They had like kind of like a medieval theme going on. And this guy played the king. And Daniel Radcliffe was his son, who was like, you know, the worst prince ever because, you know, he's not really manly at all. But this guy played the king who was like, who hated Daniel Radcliffe's character. He's like, you're the worst son I could ever have, kind of thing. And I really enjoyed him in that. But if he does stand up, let me know. Because he's got one of those like really deep voices that is really good for film, and he'd probably make an excellent voice actor. I don't know if he does any voice acting, but with his voice, I have no doubts that he would kill it in that. But anyway.
And that poll was his nan, Mrs. Serafinowicz. Peter, are you a fan of word games?
Well, to be honest, Jimmy, I don't think that's any of your business.
Apologies, Peter.
Peter.
Sorry if I crossed the line there. Sorry. Any words you're hoping will come up tonight?
Abdicates.
I'm with Peter.
Jimmy Carr. That was really fast-paced. But it seems to me, it looks like that's how they introduce the guests, where Jimmy just makes fun of them, which is always fun. But yeah, there was a couple really good ones in there. I like how it started out with a mom joke. I love a good mom joke. Doesn't matter. It's the childishness in me. I love a good mom joke. Doesn't matter when it is or what kind of environment it is. A good mom joke goes a long way. Me and Cousin Boomer throw mom jokes back and forth at each other all the time. I'm surprised. Actually, there's probably been one or two instances on the podcast that we do where we've probably thrown a mom joke in there before. So those of you who listen to the podcast have probably heard a mom joke or two get thrown out on there. But anyway, Jimmy Carr. Gotta love Jimmy Carr, man. He's excellent. I always see Jimmy Carr randomly on like Instagram short clip videos There was a lot of ones coming from, I think it was like the Pete Davidson roast, which I'm not a fan of Pete Davidson, but anytime I see Jimmy Carr come across an Instagram short clip now, I always stop and pay attention and listen to what he says, because he's not only funny, he seems like a genuinely good dude, but loves to insult people, which is nothing wrong with. But anyway, if you like that, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I'm King Boomer. Throw some more suggestions in the comments for me. You guys always pick good ones, so let me know what you think. All right, you guys, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.